Greetings on this fine Halloween day. It is a glorious one. It's the last day of October here in the Bitterroot Mountains, and it's feeling like it and it's looking like it. It's just stunning. Fresh coat of snow on everything, maybe 6 inches on my way up here. I'm up here in the Hanging Valley above Lake Como on the south end of Lake Como. I had to park down at the Lake Como trailhead at the lake and walk the road to this trailhead and then a couple miles and then a little ways up to this lake. And it is amazing. It's just a lovely walk up here. This is my final trip of the fall, and this is just gonna be a quick 24-hour trip. There's a nice little weather window that I wanted to hit, and I'm gonna shoot sunset tonight and sunrise tomorrow morning and then head out of here. Amazing conditions and weather for the last autumn shoot of the season. My plan for sunset is really cloud-based. I mean, there's not really good late light here because the sun is gonna set behind the mountains pretty soon, but there are a lot of high clouds, and that means that there are many directions that might actually avail themselves to compositions. The lake is providing a really nice ice texture right now with a little bit of hoarfrost on top. It's really cool. It's going to provide an amazing foreground. Sunset tonight could be anywhere. I mean, it could be on El Capitan on the west side or more on the southeast here at the, I guess it'd be East Como Peak. And then sunrise tomorrow, I'm really hoping for some first light on El Capitan and some foreground ice with El Capitan's face there. It's a very impressive face. It's maybe a 1,700, 1,800 foot face, and it's just really imposing. And I think with some nice foreground ice and then some light on the peak or some interesting clouds could be good. So lots of great options right here at this lake. I won't have to go far. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm gonna finish getting camp set up, collect some firewood, and get some dinner going. Bit of a change of plans. When I was collecting firewood, I saw this escarpment, and then at the base of it, it's this massive boulder talus field all the way down for a couple hundred feet. I thought this would be a sweet spot for a panorama of the whole Como Cirque, El Capitan, Los and Bachelor, the Three Sisters, and Little Rock Lake, but unfortunately it doesn't really work. The slope it flattens out a little bit before it drops down to the lake, and that flattening right here is just enough to obscure the view of the lake. It's an amazing view. It's incredible to take in with the eyes. I just don't know that there's a photograph here. I mean, it'd be kind of an interesting panorama to document, but I thought this would be steep and then open up and give you an unobstructed view of the lake, but that's not the case. I'm really glad I came up here though. As I was looking at it, I was like, oh man, if I don't go up there, I'm gonna kick myself and then always think that there was a great shot to be had up there. And it doesn't seem to be. Again, amazing to take in with the eyes. It is a stunning view, but I just don't think there's a photograph here. For me, other people much wiser, more creative would find a photograph here. I guess I'll go back down to the lake. think I found a shot. I found a spot where the ice is starting to open up. By my camp, there's probably 50 feet of ice from the shoreline. And here you can see we got ice and then it's clear. It's all the way to the shore. So what I was trying to look for is a place where the reflection of El Capitan could be revealed in an open section of mirror water and then have ice kind of in between it leading up as a foreground element, and trying to find, then the challenge was, once I decided I was going to do that, then it was looking for interesting fractal patterns that kind of created a pathway back to the mountain, which I'll show you here in a second. My camera's right down there. I think this will be kind of cool, and I've got pretty high hopes for the sky tonight. It's we just got high clouds, and those tend to catch light. Today it seemed like there were no low or mid-level clouds, so I think the sun's going to have an unobstructed view of the high clouds. Fingers crossed. It took some work to get this. It was really tricky to get the precise height. I mean, I'm talking millimeters difference between the top of the peak being caught in one of the open water reflections and not, and then getting that lined up with this particular lightning shape in the ice that I really like was actually really tricky. But now I got it figured out. So I'm now focus stacking. It's probably going to take 6 or 7 images to focus stack this. I'm just so close to this foreground and I want to make sure to get everything. Let me show you the composition. Keep in mind this is cropped 16 by 9 vertically, so we're losing some of the edges. It doesn't look bad actually. It's 16 by 9. As you can see in the foreground, we've got that nice little swoop of ice that creates kind of a cool pattern, something interesting to look at. I was trying to figure out how and where to place that was key. I mean, it's kind of centered, of course, but I was trying to get the right angle on it so that it had depth to it, so that the line went into the scene towards the mountain. And then we got some more ice in the middle, and then we got the reflection of the mountain right in the middle ground and the mountain in the back. Now, if we get some light in the sky, some nice pinks and those high clouds, oh my gosh, this scene's going to come to life. As is, it's fine, but it's just not the most exciting lighting scenario as it stands, but you know, that's okay. It's probably about 20 or 30 minutes until potential for some nice sunset light, some pinks in those high clouds. So a little bit of time. It's nice to have this all sorted out. All right, we'll wait for the light. Good morning. The sun is amazing. It didn't get super cold last night, probably just the low 20s, but it can't be a sunny day in the mountains. Just takes the edge off that chill. And don't worry, I did get out on a shoot this morning, a couple of hours ago now. Before I share this morning's final autumn shoot, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for following along if you have. It means a lot to have people watching these. You know, I would make them if nobody watched them. They serve as such a great archive of experiences that I've had photographing the mountains. The other thing is, making these vlogs has helped me creatively in so many ways with my still photography. It's just the idea of starting from the car, thinking about compositions. How am I going to frame up this shot of me walking through the scene? Or what are interesting details that make today unique and this hike special? You start to tune into those from the outset, from the car, when you have a camera and you're trying to record all the interesting things in interesting ways to show people. So vlogging has actually been a tremendous boon to my still photography because I'm from the car in it and just thinking creatively about how to transform a three-dimensional massive space into a two-dimensional discrete compelling scene. And I've really enjoyed that about vlogging. So I enjoy doing it. It's going to serve as a great archive of experiences I've had that I can look back on in the future. And it really is just a bonus to have people watch and be excited about seeing these different places. And one of my favorite things is connecting with people about a shared love for a place. In Rattlesnake Wilderness, for instance, I've made several friends just because of having and sharing unique experiences in the Rattlesnake Wilderness that we reflect on and talk about and share our love for Stewart Peak or Sanders Lake or McLeod Peak. And it's this beautiful sense of shared love for place and a grounding to the things that matter, people and places. But as you can see, winter, well, it's here. Autumn is effectively over. I mean, even in town, there's snow on the ground now. So this is it. This is the last episode of this season of Autumn Light. I'm going to take a little break from vlogging. I'm going to wait for the snow to accumulate in the mountains so that the logs and all the junk on the trails is fully covered. It's a little bit of a bear coming in here on the trail, and in these early days of winter on the trails, can't wait to get my skis on and skin back into these places this winter. I'll do a couple of vlogs this winter, probably starting in late December, if not January, but January and February and March are my favorite winter months to be out once the snow base has really accumulated. And now we'll cut back to 2 hours ago from this morning's shoot. What an awesome morning. Great light, really, really great light. There were even a few high clouds that caught some pink pretty briefly, but still they were there. Then we got some direct golden hour light cast on the peaks. Really, really nice. I was out till like midnight last night. I got a blazing fire going and just did astrophotography within maybe 100 feet of my campsite. So I would put on a long exposure and then go back to the fire and sit for a little while and just warm right back up and then go back to my camera, tweak a few things and then do it again. It was so much fun because of the fire and just this air. I mean, the whole experience was great. The moon was at 87% full last night, which meant it just threw a lot of light into this basin and lit up the peaks in interesting ways. And then we had, you could see the stars a little bit. They were pretty washed out because of the moon, but there were some stars to, of course, indicate that it was actually nighttime. I got one image that I'm really excited about. It took me about an hour and a half to figure out the composition, working down the shore, and then I found the general area. And then I just worked on that composition for a while, a long time. It would lapse back and forth between here and the fire about 100 feet away. It was just a glorious night. And I actually left my tripod set up where I took that image because I so liked the foreground and the composition for El Capitan that I thought it would be a good sunrise location. And it was okay. I think it made a good blue hour shot and a decent first clouds getting light shot. But what I didn't realize is that this ridge to my right, I didn't think it would catch light so soon. And in the end, I think it competed a little bit with El Capitan, which I really just wanted to be the only focal point of light. I pivoted quickly and found two other shots. One shot of one of the Three Sisters, and then the other shot was of El Cap. Right there, El Capitan's right there, right on the ice. I set my camera literally on the ice to get some of that ice texture shots I was talking about and trying to get yesterday, which I don't think I was totally successful. I feel a lot better about this morning's shot. I was able to find a really nice set of ice patterns that really truly led in zigs and zags all the way into the scene to El Capitan. All in all, just a great shoot this morning. I'm gonna go make a hot breakfast, pack up camp, and head out. You